Metamagics? I don't remember
Never heard.
interacting with
Hey,
DM
welcome to
Never heard
Friday
of
Night D&D with DM Kalsto.
Hello,
Happy
everyone.
Friday.
We're just talking about drugs.
You actually just were passing
And how
that
they're bad
gentleman
for you
on
and kids
Tuesday.
should not do those things.
They should not. But sometimes in D&D they give you metamagic. However,
Caffeine addicts.
So, hope everyone's had a good week. We'll kind of pick up where we left off because these guys got a lot to do to finish out this game. So, last we left off, you guys had continued your fight against those three dragons, faring decently well. The banishments kind of breaking up the combats made it a little bit easier to handle. Got a little bit close there at the end with that last acid breath that melted Tanya's poor cannons, but thankfully not Tanya.
Or Con.
Yeah, Khan was fine. It just kind of messed up his hair and everything else. You guys managed to kind of dispatch them, do a little bit more investigating, got a couple of things done. The dwarves themselves, after you'd spoken with the king, were already starting to kind of more heavily fortify the base, the areas in the caves down below. They reopened the areas you had sealed off and are in the process of like making weaponry to help defend this location. Beyond that, you guys contemplate your next move after seemingly remaining lucky. As the reminder for everyone who may be watching, you do still have your D100 that's due every hour to maintain this disadvantage on them, as long as your lovely ranger friend can take the psychic torture. And with that, we are getting pretty close to the end. Who wants to gamble?
Always.
All right, Solomon.
What am I gambling on?
I'm not telling you what you're gambling for. We're just going to do a little bit of D100s here.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll one. Not bad. There are two of you. Why are there two of you?
Are there two of who? Character?
I'm up to shenanigans. If you notice, you have new things on your images at the top.
No.
You all won inspiration.
Oh.
Don't worry. Okay. All right. What do you guys do?
Believe last we left off, they were in the midst of an astral projection.
No, that finished.
Yep, that had finished up. We're basically looking at next steps, debating what to do about the Curzon situation, but also the more immediate situation of the in-building health hazard.
I think we need to go to the king with what we just learned.
Sorry, I'm eating cookies. Yeah, we should do that.
Oh, what kind of cookies?
Sugar cookies.
Frosted or unfrosted?
Unfrosted.
We will go ahead and make our way over and attempt to get another audience with the king.
Sure. Other than the fact you have to wade through people, it doesn't take too long to kind of get over there. You get let in through his more trusted guard, and you see him still at the same spot at the table. So with the little 10-foot yellow line.
I assume everything was explained to Ari?
That's up to those two.
Yeah, it's going to be easier if the whole group knows.
Yeah.
Okay.
It happened.
Your Highness, we come with some troubling news.
What's that?
It seems Curzon has become under attack, and much of it has been taken already.
I see. Thank you for letting me know. He kind of looks to the table.
What we've learned, much of its surface has already been taken by. Sorry, actually know what a mind flare is? Like, I know she's seen them, but has she ever been told what they are?
I think Ferris kind of obscurely had a little bit of knowledge that he had read about. Not in like great detail, plus you found a dead one early on, so you do kind of know what it is, but as far as you'd probably know the mind flare description. I think he figured that one out when we first found that dead body.
Okay, I just wasn't sure if she had a name for what they were or not.
Yeah, it's not like a common thing, but it was something that he had found a bit of research on.
From what we've been able to discover, there is at least one, but probably more mind flares on the surface. However, there does seem to be a holdout of dwarves underneath in the lower sections.
Though I did have one concern. Lady Zognot and her people were fighting a bunch of rat guys. Like a lot of rat guys.
Haven.
That doesn't make any sense. Those creatures live far off. They never
Well,
come near us.
Could be the void spawn have dominated some in case something like this happened, or in preparations.
Then we have no choice. We must march back.
We
Gentlemen?
also have matters of the breeding pit down below Griffin's Rest. If we just leave that, that is going to become an immediate problem in the near future. More mind flares and void spawn will emerge from there and tunnel their way to Curzon, even if we do retake it.
Agreed. Lord Byrne,
Aye.
I charge you with dealing with this issue. I'm going to march my army back.
There is also
As you command, my lord.
talks of what we should do about the hive mind and the dragon. With our secret weapon already in effect, that greatly reduces our chances of succeeding. Not impossible, but things will be difficult.
Have you yet made contact with Thulman's people?
Any kind of messages would likely take time with the sending interference.
Hopefully they already began their advance. If not, we need to get them beginning soon. It's going to take them a few days to just get to where we need them. Just kind of sits here. Roll a D100, Ari.
33. I could run a message quickly there, but magic I use to travel that distance is magic not used here.
Talk to your people. See if you can come up with something a bit more creative and efficient. Like, I don't know. We do need to return, but at this point, if I bring everyone back, I'm afraid we must stay on our course and hope that those dwarves maintain their duty.
Well, we'll have to quickly come up with some kind of strategy for what we're going to do, but our first goal has got to be that breeding pit below.
You guys can work on that, but we need to make contact with them. Thulman's people are only a day away. A portion of them could return back and squash this attack.
She nods. Well, we shall leave the strategizing to you while we deal with this, and we'll reconvene once it's done.
And nods. Thank you, Les.
She gives a polite bow.
And they go back to kind of planning and debating.
All right, everyone. We've got some semblance of what to do. Let's start looking for that spawning pit.
I
I
Are we
suppose we
just gonna
will.
jump in the water?
are we? I'm assuming it's just us, the party, going to search for the spawn pit. So I'm
What?
gonna ask, do you?
Yeah, Baron, this
Should
should be
we bring-
fun.
Yeah, should we bring my? Should we bring any of my troops with us, or should we just go as a party?
Well, if we have to go through that well, it might be difficult to get all of your troops through it.
We could have them just follow us, provide any reinforcement. I mean, we don't know how big this spawning pit is. It could be massive.
We also don't know how deep the water is. Unless we can find another way in there. By
Patrick,
the sounds of it, the water is the only way.
Yeah.
are there any possible locations the spawning pit could be on your map?
Yeah, I looked. Did in my studying of the map, have I figured it out?
It looks like there's potentially, it's hard to say based on the size it could be. There's probably about 5 places that you would almost consider within that space. One of them is very large, 2 of them are sizable, and then 2 of them are smaller, but it's hard to say which of those cavities contains what you're looking for.
We could ask Egg to lead us there.
Good.
Didn't we already attempt that? And he said no.
I like that egg. That egg one.
We could ask him if he knows how to get there. Maybe he can draw us a map.
He said, and I believe he told you that you basically have to go through the keep to get there, and he refuses to go up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any like out stretches from the central water vein that look suspicious on the
Yeah,
map?
there's the 5.
Oh, okay, those 5. Yes. I could just. No, I'm heavy. Water and heavy stuff doesn't really mix.
Just walk along the bottom.
Can
Do you want me to like tie a rope around you or something?
Can either of you project yourselves again?
Not today.
Patrick?
Yes, yes, but mine works differently than his. I can only really see an outside view. Internals are difficult.
Mm.
Unless I could try. I'm get it. Here's the thing. I have an idea of how I could get away with it, but I probably consume my key points, and I don't know if you guys want me to have key points for this upcoming fight.
Wait, Deft, what about your ball?
My ball that will get swept away by the underground river? Yes. We'll definitely throw it down there.
No, maybe. Does it always find a route, or does it find, like, whatever you're looking for?
I'm pretty sure it is just a straight shot. Let me double check.
So, if you
Deft
say
is-
put it on the floor, it's not going to move over to above it?
I don't know what I'd even look for. Eggs objects?
It will continue moving towards an object until it can no longer move. From Def's own experience, unfortunately, depending on your training, this isn't horrible, but it could also get very dangerous for it. It gets stuck a lot, especially like if it's got to roll against things. The downside here, like it starts going downhill, this thing doesn't really have brakes so much, and it might go very, very far.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't think the orb is the best idea.
I say we ask one of these
Well, no,
spellcasters.
that's not too bad of an idea. We could use it in different parts of the keep and see if we can try narrow it down from 5 to maybe 2.
Yeah. Also, Tanya, does Rosie have anything for, like, scanning?
Maybe.
I'll let you have it. You can have it.
Or what about Scout?
Yeah. Scout might.
Scout might be able to
Scout, you
help
want to scan for life
triangulate.
forms?
Roll a persuasion check.
I'm just gonna roll a d20. I don't know what her plus is.
That's fine.
Oh, that's pretty high.
That do be pretty high.
Just kind of make some beeping sounds.
But
Seems like it can.
Please.
But it does seem like Scout does have scanning capabilities.
Alright, let's try scanning up here first. See if we can't get an idea of or narrow down which passageways we
No,
might
it'd be better to send him into the water vein or the if you can withstand the current.
You just watch it shake its head no as it beeps at Tanya and has like a little red light. Not a strong swimmer.
404,
Scout.
swim not found.
Tanya will hold you. Tanya says, I can't do different voice. I don't know if Tanya doesn't have a voice. I can't do
Tanya
different
has
character
Tanya
voices.
voice.
Tanya has
Yeah.
Tanya
Just-
voice. That's Steph voice.
Your inner motivation is you're always looking for the next opportunity for a way to blow something up.
Exactly.
It'll just
boy.
happen. It'll just happen. All right.
I want
character
candy and
cards, please.
explosions. That's what you need to say.
That actually wasn't too bad.
I'll do high pitch like this.
Yeah, do a
Oh,
voice
God.
like this. Oh my god.
If you start talking like that for Tanya, I'm going to make you talk so much.
I'm gonna do it.
I'm going to unload Tanya's entire lore story that's tied into here, waiting for Tanya. I'm just going to unload all of it on you.
Tanya
Oh,
has
boy.
become public domain Mickey Mouse.
Steamboat
Oh,
Willie,
boy.
Mickey Mouse is still owned by Disney Corporation.
Yeah. And Steamboat Willie doesn't talk, they whistle.
All right. So
The mouse
What
is
other
time
ideas?
has come.
we got the magic ball planned. Anyone got any better ideas?
Currently, Magic Ball is our best plan.
Do I need to bring anything special on this trip?
Your hopes and dreams.
I got
Oh.
my jerky.
Con, buddy,
Uh-huh.
we should really send you home. Alright, do you have a teleport?
Yeah.
Nope, I can stay here and help.
I appreciate the sentiment, I truly do, but I would rather not put you at risk.
If I weren't here right now, you wouldn't know about that. He points at the opening behind you, going out to the south, or I guess technically be west.
What opening?
Like the window opening behind you.
Oh,
See?
He is a very talented pyromancer.
Did you want to roll a perception check?
sure.
All right, then you already failed. There's nothing there. He made you look.
Okay. Cross my arms.
See? You need me around here. You could have just died.
Listen, kid, I didn't mean for this to happen. I apologize. I got too attached and they just used you against me. And I would rather that not happen again.
No,
So-
it was my fault. I got worried about Smoke, so I decided to come find him and yeah. But I'm good.
As soon as it gets dicey, you're leaving, okay?
I'll be fine. Plus, these little guys are growing on me.
When he says little guys, is he talking about dwarfs?
How tall is Khan?
No, he's about their size, but
I'm gonna slap him on I'm gonna slap him on the back. You're growing on us too, lad.
besides, they make. And he looks up. What did you guys call this again? Mead?
Aye. The drink of the gods.
Yeah, this place is great. But yeah, I'll hang
like
back.
An active war zone. Just be careful.
He just kind of looks at you and raises the eyebrow. I am an active war zone.
You are 12 years old. No.
15. 14?
Deft.
13?
It's a real
Okay.
hard sell when I'm sick. When I appear 6.
I know what you are.
And Tanya is literally 14, 15.
And Khan is like at least a foot taller than me. if
Anya
not
is
a
a
couple
weapon of
inches.
war. Khan is still a little kid with way too strong magic.
You mean a weapon of war?
No. Not yet.
I think the
No,
word
no.
you're looking
Hey,
for, Deft, is
counterpoint.
genius.
If you let Khan out of your sight, they're just going to kidnap him again and use him against you again.
Ugh.
Collect your child soldiers and let's get going.
Aye. You can only do 2 things with a child. You can stick him in a mine, or you can turn him into a soldier.
Besides, Tawny gets to go. How fair is that?
I have seen Tanya at work plenty of times. She is relatively adept. The friendly fire is a little high, but you know it balances out. You should seriously, kid. You should be off on adventures. You know, living your life, not doing this stuff.
Wouldn't this be considered an adventure?
So are we going or not?
Yes. Tanya, while we're sorting this out, can you and Scout try and triangulate?
Yes, ma'am.
Where's the laugh?
Huh?
Me.
There we go.
Game on, Kate. Game on. All right. So you're going to go check that out with Tanya?
I'll let Scout download the map file from me before he leaves, I guess.
Sure.
We've
Do
been
you share-
before.
So you share what data you kind of have with him. And then he'll kind of go. Are you guys taking him to the water?
Yeah.
All right,
Tanya's
move your
gonna-
tokens, people.
Hold on to him. Just let him look around.
Otherwise, if something bad happens, you're going to be all the way down there. Plus, the dwarfs would have probably kicked you out at this point, putting weapons back in.
Yup.
Right, yes.
Plugged in.
I should probably use his hit die too. We took a short rest, I believe, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah, all the acid damage.
We didn't take a long rest.
Mhm.
Nope.
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 I
Time
don't
is
know
a
that
little of the
my
essence.
sister won't be going down in there then.
We
That's
were not
alright.
expecting her to.
Dude, I took so much damage in that fight.
Me too.
Oh man, you guys took damage. All right.
So.
Hey, Saturday, thank you for the raid, brother. Hope you had fun with your games.
You know, I do feel a little bad now that I used up this single charge item for mead when I could have given somebody like a superior healing potion.
Mhm.
My bad, guys. I didn't know.
I have 2 hit dice left. And I still have 2 wounds.
Oh, only 2 wounds. I have 38 wounds and no hit dice.
I want to keep them in case I need them for an NP or for a chat heal.
Hey, oops, sorry, go ahead.
I have 0 wounds and 16 hit dice.
Hey, Patrick, what's the distance to the closest cave?
That is information Kalsto has to give you.
Well, I was asking you for.
Depends on which one you want to go for.
Just the closest.
Well, it depends. You can kind of see from this diagram, but you also don't know which way the water necessarily flows. So while one may be closer, it may be more difficult to get to.
That's fine.
Sure. Roll a D100, Slumber.
I just want the closest one, regardless of how difficult it is to get to.
Yeah.
Distance.
From what it looks like, maybe like 700 feet or so.
Oh, that's doable. I'll check the first cave.
All right. So you, first of all, do you uncover the water?
Yeah, well, everyone's gonna need to get ready. Just in case.
Hey, Kalsto, check your messages in the game real quick.
Oh no, I just saw it. I'm looking at that. I actually have that open in one of my tabs, anyways, because I remembered that like 2 hours before the game started, and I was like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah.
All right, everyone get ready, just in case.
Oh, I'm ready.
Well, you have to go down quite a bit just to go that distance too.
That's fine.
So it's like 50 feet, and then it opens up into like an aquifer.
That's
Ari's
fine.
gonna, just in case, Ari's gonna get her plague outfit on. Does anyone have water breathing?
I can give it to all of us.
That would
Solomon,
be very helpful.
you're in plate armor, my friend.
Yeah, I know.
So do you just jump down in there?
Of course not. I'm sending an echo.
Okay. I just have to ask before these things happen. All right, so you send an echo in. Roll it.
Do you hand anybody one of your fancy little weapons that apparently breaks your distance limit?
No, I can do it with a normal echo too.
Okay.
What were you gonna ask?
Athletics check for the echo. The distance or the direction you're trying to go is against the current.
Oh boy. Oof.
That is one hell of a modifier.
Funny,
So-
I was thinking that's a low roll.
Roll a D100 really quick, Solomon. It is a low roll. So as your echo is kind of sitting there, you feel yourself kind of like trying to pull forward, and you can't swim it. And as you're sitting there trying to grab onto anything to just find purchase to figure out a way to get there, the claws come out, the blades of your armor, and you start like sticking them into the stone.
Useful. Good.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it takes a bit, but roll a survival check as well.
Haha.
You do notice as you're kind of maneuvering your way with the blades, kind of just using your brute strength to move against the current. There are many different claw marks that have been in here. You can tell that this like area has been traversed a lot in a similar fashion.
So this direction has been traveled a lot. Do they continue past where I intended to go?
Well, it takes a while. It's going to take you a couple minutes. It's still very, very difficult. However, what's your Constitution modifier?
3, so 4 minutes of breath
Okay.
holding.
Really quick. Actually, do we have anyone to pick on? If anyone in
Wait, no,
chat,
you have water breathing.
Mm-hmm.
oh, then yeah, you don't need to worry. Did you guys cast water breathing, or do you just have it?
Yeah,
for
it's a
room?
ritual.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Easy peasy.
Oh, I would have sent it before the ritual was complete.
Does your echo even need to breathe?
Heck,
It's magic.
Not really.
That's up to Nobel.
I'm going to say it doesn't. So as it kind of continues on, if anyone in chat wants to roll a D100, we just need to see how his luck fares. And while they do that, I owe Nick a beer that I have to drink behind me.
Yeah. I'm drinking whiskey. I actually just opened up a an 8-year scotch. It is delicious.
Someone check my. Oh, there's my bottle opener. Woo! That would have been horrible.
Right. Anyone want to roll a D100?
Saturday, if you're still out there, judge your fate.
If not,
Oh,
one of you
Excel's
Excel.
there with the 51.
Oh,
Our hero.
What's up, Excel?
We can always count on you, Excel.
so Solomon, as you make your way, and you're probably about a third of the way there at this point, you see like this darker object kind of pass by you in the water. You don't get attacked, and nothing happens specifically after that, but you do see it kind of pass by.
We have possible incoming.
On you or out the hole?
Quick question. Can I hear anything on my like normal person end? Because my projecting senses deafens and blinds me, but I'm immune to being deafened and blind.
What grants you the immunity to being deafened and blind?
The Macy gave me.
Are you tuned to it?
Yup.
Then I'm going to let it negate it. At this point, we're like inches away from level 20, so why not?
It passed the echo.
Well, and the fun part with your stuff too, well, they are magical. They are magical conjurations of parts of you. So it's kind of just like seeing through them, but also maintaining yourself.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Nobel, I'm going to try for probably the 4th time to activate thermovision to see if I can see any heat signatures coming up out of the well.
As you sit there, determined, you know it's out there. You know the technology exists. Like, come on, just roll a D100.
I really don't have it. It's not in my model. Where
Look
is
down,
it?
and you feel like there's something missing. You're like, it should be there. Why not? Why not? But nothing comes up.
Why do the people who made me hate me?
Oh, Patrick, what's this random thing that's been unplugged?
You get to the bottom of where this cavern opens up, where you're kind of expecting the opening to be.
Mm-hmm.
You continue upwards.
Yes.
As you do continue up, you do notice the water begins to get much, much warmer, and it's very cold. We're talking a matter of like it changes almost like 40 degrees in the matter of 30, 40 feet.
Okay.
And then you just get to this membrane.
Okay.
What do you do?
There is a membrane. Should I go through it, or is this good enough?
That's probably where it is. Is it underwater?
Yes, and not necessarily.
Have you broken through a surface yet, like we saw Egg do?
No.
Then keep going.
Go through it.
Yes.
All right, yeah. I will poke through the membrane.
Sword?
Claws.
Claws? Excellent. Just roll an athletics or an attack. It doesn't really matter much which.
I always love rolling athletics.
With that modifier, I don't blame you.
Still low.
It's good enough though, because it is magical. So whatever potential issues there may be, these tend to take care of. And you start kind of cutting at this membrane. As you cut it, you just all of a sudden feel this cold blast of air, and you just start getting sucked upwards.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's what I was worried about.
And you just immediately go up, and then the echo dissipates as it smacks into a rock.
That's what I was worried about.
What happened?
You just see the pool above you kind of bubbling. Almost like these just big bubbles. Like the entire width of the opening.
The membrane was probably keeping water from flowing out. And I was smashed into a wall.
It's bad. So, yeah, if it was keeping water out, do you think it was keeping them in?
I'm sorry, what?
Never mind.
I found one possible place, but they might have just been blocking that off. The tunnels down there are traveled well, too. How's the
Actually,
search of the other group going?
Who's heading that up?
Scout was doing something.
You guys wanted to bring Scout down here, but Scout can't swim.
can you do like a scan from up here?
No, he's got to like be there to scan.
I don't know if he
He's
has
not like an
long
industrial
range.
scout.
He could still have.
You
Like,
have to
long
remember
range
this
scan.
scout is broken.
I figured we were letting Solomon do some initial observations before we do anything else. So I'm letting you do your thing.
If I wouldn't seem like a rock, I'd be going down there. Because I don't know if I can get to a wall in time to start climbing around. And she'd make me do athletics, not acrobatics.
I mean, let me see. What's all my stuff? I got a decent athletics.
You're wearing full plate armor.
I'm wearing full plate armor, but you know,
No dog in this fight. Everything I have is fire related.
let's see.
Dang.
This is like this is water. This is not really my department.
I'm much better off remaining here and protecting the dwarves.
Let's see.
I think I can do haste, which is not fire related. And then like some basic things like shields and cantrips and like mirror image.
I have
Patrick,
Yes.
probably
I have
one
a
of
weird
those.
idea.
Yes.
I could turn you into gas.
If you think that would work.
I don't know how that's going to interact
How
with
would
water,
you
though.
travel through water as a
I don't know. I don't know how that works. Bubbles?
Wouldn't he be trapped in the bubble?
Well, he can still move.
Yeah, but can he break a bubble?
I don't know. Probably. can still do all his monk stuff as a cloud. He just actually can he?
Right, he can't do damage like that. He become gas.
You would have advantage on strength, dex, and constitution saving throws. That's pretty good.
Yes.
It treats liquids as though they were solid surfaces. Never mind. I read my spell. Never mind.
Listen, how hard would it be to just tie a rope around someone to give them a little help against the current, so they don't get dragged off?
It's up to you. You guys can try anything you want.
So what's the plan?
Well, I'm
Well,
oh, God.
we need to get us down there somehow. Do you think you found the right spot, Solomon?
I looked at one location.
What
It
does
had
your
a membrane,
intuition
so
tell
it's
you?
cool.
My intuition tells me that most likely the largest place is the location we're looking for. Or very likely all possible locations are correct.
Mm,
And I feel like I would not be able to get another echo to that location.
Okay,
No.
here's an idea. Just hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Does Featherfall work underwater?
No. You're not really falling.
But what is sinking except falling through water very slowly?
I think you answered your own question. It's sinking.
Ah, but it is falling. The only difference is instead of in air, you're in water.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go see how bad it is.
At this point, I've got half a mind to get water breathing cast on me and just go down there with a couple pickaxes and just pick my way along the walls.
We all have water breathing on.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it's already been cast?
yes.
Oh, never mind.
I jump in.
Yeah, that lasts a while.
I'm gonna go grab.
Splash.
I'm gonna grab 2 pickaxes if I can find any in storage.
Sure, easy enough to find here.
All right, you babies, follow me, and I'm gonna jump in the water.
Well,
Going
Death went
against
first.
the current.
Yeah, Def Dirty Beach to it.
And
Testing
then
the current.
and then Ari would have immediately gone in.
Well, I say that to whoever's remaining.
Shouldn't immediately. You should probably let her decide and then.
Probably a bad idea to take Rosie.
Mhm.
Leave Rosie over here.
Unless
I'm
we
going-
like literally dip her in oil and let her sit for like an hour.
Oh,
There's a
Rosie can guard
grease.
up here. She'll be
No,
okay.
it's grease. That's what I was
Mhm.
thinking of.
Um, what was you said 50 feet before it opened into a big hole, right?
So you go 50 feet down, and then you have to kind of climb your way back up to the outside to the top part of the cavern. And then you went 700 feet to the west.
Okay. Yes, but I know I'm more wondering how easy it would be for me to climb out of the well.
Oh, like if you came back?
Uh-huh.
I mean, the only hard part for you is you're in your armor. Other than that, it's not that hard to get back up. From the bottom, though, the downside is if you sink down from where you assume the bottom of this is to the top, it's probably like a good 120 feet or so.
Yeah, that was the thing. I look at Patrick and just like, they really do not plan for anything, do they?
I do not plan for much either. I kind of just follow along.
Yes, but you didn't just immediately jump in.
Because
It
if I
just-
jump in, I will sink at a rate of like 250 feet per second. There is no way I will be able to make it to that entrance.
All right, so just the tieflings and Baron. Baron, you're in plate armor too, aren't you, buddy?
Aye.
All right, so it's Deft, Baron, then Ari. Was that the
I
order?
think Ari probably would have jumped in after.
Deft,
Dev.
Ari, Baron.
Yeah.
All right,
In
so
that
jump,
order.
jump, jump. Okay.
And I'm basically telling dwarves to get me a rope.
So as you guys are swimming down, I need Deft
I'm
and Ari.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead and finish.
I was gonna say I'm kind of just like pickaxing my way down.
Mhm.
But yeah.
So you're just kind of holding against it the best you can. Roll an athletics check. Okay. You guys hear some loud noises above you, but they seem to avoid crashing through from what you can see. However, as you swim out the bottom and you get ready to where it comes down, the current immediately starts sweeping in the other direction, like as you even put your hand out. And then Baron kind of stops above you guys at the bottom of it.
Hmm. Yeah, that's gonna be a bit tricky. How big is the space we're in right now? Is it?
It's a
pretty open?
fairly open underground river, more or less. And from where the top of the cavern is to the bottom, about 120 feet, and your little opening only extends probably like 10, 15 feet out of that. So you guys, it's fine. The current's an issue for you, but Baron will actually sink and won't be able to get back up without
I'm
help.
going to give a quiet apology for the blasphemy, and I'm going to summon a water elemental.
You get a fire elemental anyway.
I apologize to the Winter Queen. Help me out with this one, please, girly.
So you
Big
go ahead,
respects.
summon a water elemental. The
That's
world feels
good.
like it just gets a little bit colder.
Hi, I'm so sorry about this, but could you please help me and my friends out for a little bit?
So where do you summon the elemental? Like above you guys, under you, in the
Below
current?
us, yeah. Does it get swept away? It's water.
It still goes with the water though. So as you sit there, you summon it, and all of a sudden, at first, it completely gets washed away, and then all of a sudden, it slowly starts swimming back, and it's trying to tread water to kind of maintain to listen to you.
Okay. It has a 90-foot swim speed. I
Mhm.
am seeing, so it.
I'm aware.
Okay. That fast, huh? Okay.
It just continues looking up at you for instruction.
Solomon, did you which path did you go down? Solomon.
He's not with you.
Hold that thought. I go back up.
All right, so you swim back up to the top. Ari,
Mm-hmm.
my most famous perception check maker. Roll a perception check while you kind of wait. Just sitting next to his elemental. Baron, you want to try to make
Classic.
a perception check?
I will attempt to make a perception check.
Look, she's got
Of
like
course
her
you make
plague
them
doctor
after I
mask.
leave. Oh, my 20.
Oh,
Ari's got like that heavy coat on that's designed to help her keeps her safe from diseases, and that plague mask on. It's a little hard to see and hear with it.
As you're kind of just sitting there conversing between the elemental and yourselves, while you and Ari are talking, at a moment, Baron, you notice two objects kind of float past the elemental.
Mhm.
Not the size of a void spawn you've seen. Seem much smaller.
Can I like distinguish what the objects are? Are they
Uh,
living, or are they just not?
They were moving by quickly, but from what you could tell, you did roll in that 20. Let me whisper you a whisper.
Oh,
There you go.
Oh. Said they were small, right?
Smaller than Void Spawn.
Smaller than Void Spawn.
Hmm.
Did it look like it was living, like moving as though it was alive, or just the current was pushing it?
More like it was just floating with the current.
Okay.
It looks like it must have gotten dislodged from somewhere.
I will wildly gesture in the direction that they floated from, and in the water, I will attempt to. I don't know how to method act this, so I'm gonna just kind of like pretend that I'm in like trying to talk through water. The dwarves are that way.
Beautiful.
I don't know if anyone could understand what I was saying, but
The dwarves are that
dwarves
way.
are that way.
and I
You just
point
gotta
my
like
head.
use your index finger and like go up and down while you're talking on your lips.
Yep.
So to clarify, are we currently submerged or are we in like an alcove looking at the
You are
river?
submerged.
Okay.
So you dive into the pool, you swim 50 feet down, and then at the bottom it opens up.
Okay.
And that's where the current is. So you're not subject to the current where you currently are. You're like at the bottom of where the well meets the opening.
She'll turn around and send a message back up to Def. Baron,
Hey, Solomon, did you?
He
Oh,
thinks
never
the
mind.
dwarves are. Which direction did he indicate? Left or right?
You'll have to go against the current.
Against the current. And you got to say it with bubbles are or it doesn't count.
She's using message.
You're no fun.
You gotta whisper it still.
Baron saw something. I can't do it underwater. Baron saw something. It sounded like it's up current.
Good sport, Tacto. Good
Solid
sport.
attempt.
Yeah, very solid attempt. Were you talking to me? Am I responding to this?
No, she was sending that to
Deft.
Oh, okay, good.
So I pop my head up above the water. I look to Solomon like I'm gonna ask him a question. I stop. Oh yeah, okay. I go back down.
I'm just gonna chalk it up to she has a rebreather on.
And just kind of like looks over.
Oh, you have water breathing?
What was that about?
It's to protect against whatever kind of pathogen this is.
Yeah, the water breathing is to protect the breathing. The rebreather is to protect against the ickiness.
And it's probably now useless because it's waterlogged.
Nah, it's fine.
What's the longest length of chain that I can get and rope?
I don't know. You'd have to go look and see. I mean, there are supplies here.
Oh no, I'm asking dwarves.
Oh, gotcha. I mean, we could scavenge around for chain and rope.
Need
And we'll
about
kind of just
100, 130 feet to be safe.
Oh, 130 feet is not too hard to do. Yeah,
200, 200 would be great. I'll settle for 130.
Of chain or rope?
Both.
Yeah, so they'll direct you to the room where you found the little adolescent griffin.
Cool.
And yeah, you're able to find rope and chain. All right, Daft, you swim back down to the bottom. You see the two of them there with your water elemental still treading water.
So how do we get through?
I don't know. Is it always gonna be this fast? Or if we wait a bit, will it slow down?
She just kind of shrugs.
Is the water elemental no control water?
Surprisingly, no.
Why would a water elemental be able to control other elementals? or other water elementals.
And the Avatar of Water isn't on best terms with Deft.
I don't think we're gonna figure out how to slow down the water here necessarily. So we're just gonna have to go for it. I'm not the strongest swimmer.
Holds up one finger. Kalsto, can I try and spider climb through this?
You most certainly can. Absolutely.
Just
So,
going to kind of try and stick to the wall.
as you kind of come out the bottom, it does help you kind of stick onto the side. Just roll. Roll. Well, I'm gonna roll something. Just okay. So as you kind of sit there, you maneuver yourself and you kind of grab onto the outside edge that kind of cones up towards the top. Yeah, because of your cloak, or which one gives it to you?
I think it's a. I think it might be a cloak. Yeah, cloak of the arachnid.
Yeah. So because of your cloak, yeah, now you're able to adhere and kind of maneuver your way and climb. It's still rough and it's still hard to move against, but it's enough to kind of circumvent the more strength need.
Okay.
However, I do need an athletics check for moving yourself forward. So while you can't be blown off, you still do have to push against it.
Let's just pump a little bit of magic into that.
She's juicing.
I thought it was gonna be double ones.
The forward progress, not so much. But
Every time she takes a hand off and just to put it back.
Yeah. Getting up to the top won't be so hard, but once you're up there, it's incredibly difficult.
Looking forward, can she see? I doubt it, but can she see where Solomon was indicating, or was it a ways forward?
Oh, it's like 700 feet. So you got to get to the top. So you're climbing up still right now, and then you're going to have to climb on the ceiling 700 feet against the current. But your breathing's not an issue.
Can I see that far ahead?
How far can you see in the dark?
Only 60 feet.
Yeah, so you would only be able to see 60 feet unless you have a way to circumvent your sight limitation in this situation. All right, so you do that. Def, do you just try to swim it?
I'm gonna have my my good friend here help me. The elemental.
Sure. How do you have your elemental assist?
He's doing okay, right?
Yeah, he's able to maintain. It's a very, very fast current.
Is it demeaning to have you just carry me?
It doesn't have a head to shake.
Yeah,
It just holds down its arms.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm just gonna have it carry me.
Sure. So it's still hard for it, but you do watch and you just see this elemental carrying Deft slowly towards that direction. So you both are going at a very slow speed, but you both are heading in that direction. Baron, you got anything up your sleeve as you see them beginning to go?
I think we lost him to an alcohol run.
He's probably in the kitchen.
Yep. All right, I'm back. you are correct. I had to refill on my whiskey. It's sipping whiskey, so I only pour a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
So
they did
I'm going to count this, by the way, as my drink roll.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yep.
I literally just finished the one I was drinking right now, so well timed. So they just finished. Ari is spider climbing using a magic item on the ceiling very slowly because the current's strong. Def's having a water elemental carry him as his plane is in the process of finding a way to divorce from him.
So I guess I'd like to maybe try and just kind of do if it's possible for me to shift because I'm coming down from the well into a horizontal tunnel with a current, correct?
Yeah, and so the current doesn't
Oh.
actually impact you until you come out the bottom.
Right. So what I'd like to do is, if possible, if the wall isn't too much further away from, if the wall of the secondary tunnel underneath isn't such a great distance away from the tunnel I'm coming down from, I'd like to basically just like pickaxe my way and just shift along it, if you get what I mean.
So the downside, so basically the well comes down and then it opens up into this massive underground water system.
It's okay. So it is
And
bigger.
then you go down 120 feet. Where they're going, or where Ari went and what Solomon did is essentially they came down and then they climbed up. It's almost like a cone that goes up to the ceiling until it's flat. So they're literally like going out through the bottom of it and then going up the outside of whatever there was there and then scaling the ceiling towards the opening.
Which I don't think I could scale along the ceiling because I'm.
I mean, you could try, but the major issue for you is the weight because you have like very hardy dwarven armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to take the armor off if you're going to come down here with us.
Or use magic to circumvent the need to.
Well,
do you have anything that can carry you?
I don't know if I have anything that can carry me.
You guys could just go get Theris and he can just like part the river. Wow.
I was waiting for my turn and I'm like, we're going to chuckle at everybody and then control water.
Well, you're likely at the top of the well. So do you have the Griffin's Rest map open?
No.
So they're just chilling out. So
I just closed it because I had it open. I'm like, oh, we're going to be on a different map.
Oh, we probably will soon. But essentially, everyone is above here. Your sister's probably off somewhere just resting or reading a book. So everyone's up here, or the only people that have gone down so far are Deft, Ari, and Baron. Everyone else is just kind of chilling at the moment.
Okay, so I'm up top.
But yeah, you could definitely go down if you want to.
No, if they're getting it, if they need help, then sure.
Okay, here's a question for you, Kalsto.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, just to cut in since I'm like already way down while he's doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I have access to freedom of movement, which says that it imposes being underwater imposes no penalties on the target's movement or attacks. I don't know if that would help me, or at least prevent me from maybe taking a disadvantage to just move through the water.
What it does, it negates the disadvantages posed on combat and just general movement by being underwater, because you're typically at half speed and you get disadvantage with most weapons. So it negates that.
Would that help me at all, or is the current too strong?
I mean, it could help you, but for the level of spell it would do, it's not going to necessarily help you as much with the current. It might make you a little bit more slippery and help you in rolls. But you literally have to find some sort of way to contest it or make something that will carry you or find some sort of way to impact the flow of this water.
Okay. I can't really do anything. I can't summon anything to help me right now. So
yeah, and we still haven't had much of a long rest, and we potentially might have many things we need to do. So that's the downside is we have some higher level spells that may help you here, but if you use them, they may be very valuable.
I'm going to wait because I did tell everybody else to follow me. So I'm going to wait for everyone else to get down here. And that's what I'm going to do for now.
Okay, so you just kind of camp out at the bottom?
I'm going to camp. Yeah, I'm going to camp out at the bottom. I'm going to wait for everyone else to get down here.
Easy enough to do.
Can I retcon something? Before everybody went, could I have done the ritual so we have the telepathic communication for everybody so they can relay to us what's going on?
Yeah, that's easy enough. So you form your own little hive mind colony. You guys are so judgmental. I make a single hive mind and I'm just a horrible bad guy.
Look, the problem is not that you made the hive.
It's the things you do with it.
It's just all the things connected to the hive mind. Wait, those are all me. What do you guys know? All right. So, yeah, you could retcon that. That's fine. It doesn't work with Patrick, though.
Yep.
So Patrick and Rosie can kind of just sit there across the opening from each other. Peace and quiet. Rosie doesn't have games to play, though. All right, so you guys both continue that way. It takes you a bit of time, but you kind of do start getting towards the opening. Ari and Deft,
Mm-hmm.
you do see every so often, and Baron might get an opportunity to interact here. You do see these not small, they're like smaller, medium humanoidish sized objects that are floating past you guys in the current. One of them kind of bumps along the top and almost hits you, Ari.
That doesn't look good. What are those?
Did we get a good look at him?
If you want to try to grab onto one, it's dark. Roll a perception
I
check.
have 120 superior dark vision.
Oh, if we have the, by the way, if
What do you think
allowed
you're
that-
genetically perfect or something? Jeez.
Yes.
if we let that retcon go, you let the retcon.
Never mind, that's a
go
one.
through, right? He
Never
cast
mind.
the
Yeah, he can. You guys can communicate.
Okay, so
Oh.
they definitely know for a fact. Then I would have told them that those were dwarf bodies, by the way, earlier. So
Then there you go. So yeah, so you see these dwarven bodies kind of float past every so often, just in the current.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
Those
you guys
might be infected.
you make the 700 feet
Oh,
and
okay.
you continue upwards.
We're going to have to find those bodies later.
I don't think that's going to be worth the effort.
Each one is an outbreak.
As you guys get to the part where he told you there was a membrane, there's nothing there. Also, this whole area is cold water. You continue upward.
I'm not seeing that membrane thing, Solomon. But yeah, well, we'll continue upward.
As you continue upward like another 50 feet or so, it opens up and it looks like this area may have been dry previously and has just been exposed to water. And you just see like these egg sacs kind of lining the walls. But they're all still. Do you investigate one?
Yes.
We found something. Looks like a bunch of eggs.
Roll investigation check or a medicine check. Your choice. So as you get closer, you look, these pods seem to be made around dwarfs. And they have these things kind of over their head. And like they have things like inserting inside their face. It like doesn't move much at all. But both the dwarf and the creature on their face seem to be dead.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Is there a hole in their
No.
chest?
Does it appear as if the creature in their face would be hugging it, like hugging their face in some form?
I would
Potentially.
describe this as hugging, yes.
It might be a little bit more intense than that, but from an outside angle, yes, it's definitely giving a nice little hug on that head.
Is there a hole in his chest?
You can't tell. It's only the head that's kind of exposed out. Everything else is like in a little fleshy pod.
Could I pull a dagger out and cut one out?
Yeah. So you cut one free. Doesn't appear anything came out of its chest. You just see this thing kind of attached to its face. And it just kind of starts sinking downward. You do notice a lot of what you would guess little sacs that are here and bodies look empty. You gather when this area was exposed to water, a lot of them were just flushed out. So it's just this central, it's not a gigantic chamber. There's probably like maybe like 120 different spots where there may have been like dwarves stuck to the walls.
And now
Also,
the entire
anything that
paper
may
is
have
flooded.
been in this pool probably got flushed out as well.
Hmm.
FK, you got to take dogs out.
Deft, where do you think this river goes?
Yeah, that's a good question. Who's up top still? Solomon, could you ask Patrick where the river goes? If it's on his map.
Patrick, does the river appear on your map or where it would go?
I'm just going to assume it leads directly towards Curson's primary water source.
Yep. Same.
That is not
Uh,
sanitary.
That does it? Is that where it goes?
Pulling up the map now. So if you're looking at the Frozen North map,
One of those lakes must lead to that frozen lake outside.
the current flows west, so it's going to be somewhere along here-ish.
Okay. It goes west towards the lake north of Curzon.
I tell Def to that.
There's probably some nasty stuff in that lake.
Yeah.
Well, should we check the other spots just in case?
Yeah. If we could, I'd say we should torch this area, but
Yeah.
I wonder if we could stop the water flow long enough to.
That seems hard and also not my jurisdiction.
Speaking of your jurisdiction, it's about time. Kate, I've let you slide for a little bit, but it's time. I'm going to get a beer while you roll your D100.
Okay.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hold on.
Don't see
I'm
my
doing
D100.
some practice rolls in my box here.
I'm good. This is a lot of pressure too. I do feel bad for you. You have my sympathies, but it's your wizard, and it's technically your wizard's betrothed. So this is like all you. Your future characters and friends depend on this role. Oh, that was Tanya. Just kidding. Technically, it's not Leah, anyways. All right, hold on one sec. I got to make some rolls now.
Hey, we all got an inspiration if you want.
Oh, we did! Inspiration!
Ah,
It could not possibly get worse, could it?
go for it.
There's an 8% chance it gets worse.
I mean, I think she's going more from like a pain standpoint. Whew.
That's a little better.
You can thank Solomon for that one.
Thanks, Solomon.
All right. So yeah, so he does maintain it. I need to update his health too. Hold on. So many things on my hotbars. All right, so he's already got. He's like 9, so D12. Another 8 points of psychic damage.
Let me know when he goes over like 50 wounds because I can't heal him.
However, so I got to roll this one. This one. Okay. That lets me know what I need to know. All right. So just in case Lee wants to do anything, you watch as Jason's kind of sitting there, and then he just like screams out in pain and passes out. And he immediately just like ceases to interact. Inside he goes, the connection has been broken.
Yeah.
So you can
Yes,
share that
shit.
with the party if you want.
Yeah, Patrick's gonna get a message. Hello, Patrick. Things have gone a bit upside down. The connection was severed. Not quite sure why. Good luck.
Okay. Yeah, Solomon immediately gets that as he's tried to secure the thing on the roof. The Jason's connection to the hive mind has been severed. They probably found him and disconnected him.
That was quicker than expected.
Yes, it only lasted about 4 hours.
You could potentially try again when he does wake up, but he basically just got completely wiped out.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting at least
So,
5.
So, will you please share that with the rest of the group?
Mm-hmm. We no longer have our access to sever the hive mind.
What? What happened?
I'm going to fix the thing to the roof and see if Patrick Waits can be held by it.
All right.
Doubtful. You don't get a respond.
I weigh 400 pounds.
What are you trying to hold him to the roof with?
I got some chain and interlaced it with rope, and I'm basically with some pins putting it into the roof.
So you're trying to climb and pull him behind you?
No, I fixed this to the roof to see if Patrick's weight can be held by it, so we can follow them.
In here?
Yeah, so we can follow them in the water, and Patrick can get out.
Sure.
Because if it can hold Patrick weight now, it can hold it when he's in the water.
Yeah. Go ahead, roll an athletics check, just to place it in the ceiling.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not that hard to do. Most of these rolls are just to see if you guys don't roll ones at this point. That's easy enough. Patrick, roll an acrobatics check as you just try to climb and hold on to this chain for me real quick. So you sit there, you start to climb, and as you get about halfway, you feel the chain kind of start giving way, and then you just see this little blue icon appear in your HUD.
Uh-huh.
And you hear like a whirling sound.
Uh-huh.
And then it stops breaking.
The chain stops breaking?
Yeah, it seems like somehow you've lessened your weight.
Did my gyroscope turn on?
Uh-huh.
Great.
So he's making this whirling sound, but it's not anti-gravity so much, but it's enough to kind of lighten him up.
Okay.
So you probably like cut your weight to like 2/3 or 1/3 of what it would typically be.
Oh, okay. So I'm like normal people weight.
Yeah, your model was designed to be fast.
Okay. Cool. I assume Solomon and I, our whispers probably happened in person.
Yep.
So I
Easy enough.
will try to go for a second location.
Yeah, I just wanted it so me and Patrick can get out.
Yeah, so that's easy enough. So if you guys want to do it, it'll take you time, but you can maneuver. But they also kind of cleared that spot.
Yeah. So we're just making sure the other spots
gotcha.
are also.
So you want to go to a different spot?
Yes.
Sure. The next closest one is 800 feet the other way.
You don't have 800 feet of rope.
No, well, I was going to sink to the bottom and fix it to the bottom so we could just climb out.
I get where you're going for. You just want to put it all the way down to the bottom and then sink and then walk and then come back where you need to.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah,
exactly.
sure. Yeah, sure.
You guys are just gonna pretend water doesn't exist. I'm digging this.
No, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Nope, I'm with you. I approve this all the way. Okay. So you guys sink down, secure the chain. What do you try to secure it at the bottom with?
I have 10 pins.
Okay.
It's stone, right?
Yeah, it's stone at the bottom. You had 100. Nah, because I did say it extends out about 10 to 15 feet. So yeah, you'd have enough. So just roll an athletics check for me as you drive it in.
It's
not that I'm worried.
It's
No,
underwater.
I'm
It would
giving
be
you aid
bludgeoning.
because I'm your anchor.
Yeah. Yeah. There you
All
go.
right.
So with advantage, it's flat roll. Done. Not even an issue.
What water?
Exactly.
You guys just ignore all of it. There's no water here. You just start walking on the bottom with your the weight of your armor and everything else.
So we sink past Baron, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless Baron wants to come too. Baron can join in with you. Baron is also in heavy armor.
Yep.
You gonna go with him, Baron?
He did it again. He's in his
He's
kitchen.
refilling.
Damn it,
Every
I
time-
muted myself. No, that was I was talking. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yep, no, I jump on the rope.
All right.
All right, so you guys sink down to the bottom, so you can go either way you want. It is easier to go with the current than against the current. It's still, you do have to walk against it. It doesn't make it any less slow, but it negates a good portion of the difficulty.
I'll
Just
be
because how heavy you are.
the caves that are higher up in the canal, because
So you want to go to?
it's probably easier for me to climb around than for them. So I'll let them take the bottom while I take the top.
So right now they took one that was 750 feet west. There's one that's 800 feet east, and then everything else is further than that.
We are heading to the one on the opposite end.
I'll go east.
Okay. How long do you guys actually stay up at the one you were at, Ari and Deft?
We'll poke around a little bit longer, but probably not all that long.
Sure.
I tell Ari and Jeff that we're heading to the one on the opposite end.
We'll catch up soon. Be safe. How do you think they're getting there?
What'd you say?
How do you think they're getting there?
I don't know, but I would love to see them.
Oh, and by the way, I have no idea why I said your thing breaks. Jason just takes psychic damage. That was all there was. It doesn't break.
Okay.
I totally
Cool.
misread that. I was looking back at that. I'm like, wait a minute. That was a passing roll. I'm like, why did it break? I'm like, No, you're
because
fine.
of the inspiration, and you already had what you wanted to say planned.
No, it wasn't that because I planned it after you rolled it anyways. But I literally was sitting there and then I got distracted by the psychic damage and I was like, damn.
I thought
Yeah.
you got like a counter roll or something that you did.
No. Something different. You're good.
Okay.
I was just like, oh yeah, Rakshar, he just wins. Okay, cool.
Mm-mm. No, you're still fine for an hour. So he did make the 5th hour. Okay.
So retcon that whole thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Thing.
So I'm going to walk through this empty cave.
Yep. So you guys go over to the one on the east. You can see it does look like you have to go up into it, but you guys can climb the wall from the ground if you want.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. Athletics checks from all three of you.
Okay.
I'll stay down here, I guess.
Bye, Patrick.
Hi, Patrick.
Did make yourself a little bit lighter.
Oh, I'm just gonna go down them as well.
Tanya does not have heavy armor. Tanya's got to find a way to secure Tanya, unless Tanya wants to just like hold on to Rosie. But Rosie, your call.
I don't think Rosie could be held by the chain.
No.
Rosie
Solomon, you
doesn't
wanna-
have the
Solomon,
cheat
you wanna help
mode.
me out? Help me out, Solomon?
Sure, I was literally gonna say you can tie yourself to me.
All right, so Tanya gets a piggyback ride.
I'll give you nice spells in return.
Nice.
Okay.
I guess I'll be exploring the bottom instead. I will be going up to that east cave.
You do find a couple of dead dwarfs stuck on rocks every so often. They all look like some of them don't even have the things on their face anymore. They've been like washed out. But because your senses are fairly. Oh, do you guys bring Scout too, by the way, or did you leave Scout with Patrick?
I want to bring Scout.
With Patrick
Yeah,
or with you?
Me.
With Tanya.
Scout can scan. I got big, strong hands.
All right, so Scout's over on that side. Baron and Solomon roll investigation checks as you climb up, and then Patrick. What's your passive perception?
101.
101.
Oh my, Baron again?
Whoa. He's got my rolls from last week.
Aye, the blessing of Brel is a wonderful thing.
Hey, these creatures are fucking with his dwarves. Of course, he's being.
Aye. Brel
You
is
guys
very happy.
make your way up, and you find another membrane. Also, the water is warm as you kind of climb up through here. You kind of put your hand against it. It's squishy, but it's also fairly firm.
I turn to Solomon and I ask him. I don't say this. I want to say this through the water. Do you pee in the water?
I'm glad
I
you
love
two are
it.
having fun.
Okay, so what do you guys do with the membrane?
I really don't want a tadpole in my face.
Hmm.
Can I?
I could. No, it's we're
I'm gonna
underwater.
Look at
Scout,
it,
could you
see if
scan,
there's-
please? I'm sorry, Scout, could you scan, please?
Roll investigation check.
Everybody forgets they can speak
Just roll a D20.
telepathically, and they keep trying to talk underwater.
No, they just want to use bubble voice. That's the fun.
Did you say investigation? What did you say?
Just roll a d20.
I have it
my-
up. I can go for Scout.
But Scout's investigation is different. They're
I
just
had a
playing
cup of
d20.
water nearby.
Somehow I telepathically send this to you, Theris. It's because it's more fun.
You're all a bunch of idiots.
It takes one to know a woman.
Scout scans the membrane. He's not 100% sure exactly like the material. From what it can sense, though, and it's more it can relate it to Tanya. It seems that this is some sort of like air barrier. And almost like a filter. So whatever this membrane is, it helps regulate the air in this chamber, prevent it from necessarily filling all the way up, and then helps kind of filter and potentially maintain it from being washed out, allowing it to get warmer.
Just gotta figure out
And
how
it
to get
feels
through
warm.
without-
You can feel when you're not touching with like your armor specifically, the membrane itself does give off warmth.
It's environment control. All right, I'm gonna try and anchor myself into the wall.
He already did that once.
Mm-hmm.
I know why you're not doing it too.
Why not?
You know. You're afraid of what might come out.
No. I needed to I'm going to send this telepathically to Baron. Baron, hold on.
Now, does this spell, is it like group text calling? Or is it, can like you tap into individuals? How does that specifically work there?
I'm doing what?
For your mental connection, is it like a singular consciousness where like you can speak to everybody? Or is it like, can you pick
all
individuals?
connected. It doesn't say if you could do that. That I think would be up to you if you're just thinking one person, but it's everyone in the spell can can speak telepathically.
I'm gonna say that anyone other than Theris himself would probably not be able to like specifically send a message, because more or less you got to go through Theris anyways. But you can try to do it and still get it to everyone, and it might be hilarious.
All right, Baron, hold on. And I'm gonna pop their bubble.
I saw Excel's comment. It is very true. The only thing I basically ones, and even then it doesn't get all of them. Thankfully, they make a lot of bad choices, Excel. It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Excel, just for you, I'll make an even worse choice. I'm totally ready, by the way, Solomon.
I go pop the bubble with my sword.
This is excellent. And Tanya's on your back, right?
Yes.
I can
roll athletics check, Solomon.
Would she be okay? I was gonna say, would she be hanging on to either Baron or would she be hanging on to Solomon?
Unless you want to pass me over to Baron, I was on Solomon.
I think she picked Solomon because Solomon's stronger. All right, so you slice up into the membrane. Like before, the suction and vacuum just kind of pulls everything in and up. I need Solomon to roll a D100. Well, it pulls you up. It doesn't necessarily pull you away from your anchor.
32.
All right, so you managed to kind of hold with the anchor that you put on. Baron, how did you secure yourself?
Pickaxes.
All right, just roll an athletics check.
You got this, Baron.
Oh
my God.
Fuck. Baron,
Brell
you get
is
another
with
inspiration. Me. That's your third 20 in a row. That's like 3 20s in a row.
Brell is with
That's
me.
damn impressive. Apparently so. Jeez.
Dude, high five, you matched me.
The children of Brell are being slaughtered and he is displeased.
So you guys maintain as everything pulls up, and then all of a sudden you just feel like cold water sucking up inwards, and then all of a sudden just you see all this debris and stuff begin flushing out. There's some questionable material heading your direction. What do you do?
Attack it.
Some of it's small, some of it's like dwarven corpses.
How big is the opening?
This one's smaller than the first one. Probably like a 15-foot radius, maybe.
Anything sharp? Because otherwise I'm just going to power through it.
No, mostly it's like organic material.
I'm tempted to try and grab something non-humanoid looking.
Sure. Since you mention it, as you watch, there's a couple of these bodies, but there's these smaller aquatic creatures as well. They almost look like swimming worms that are being flushed out as well.
Oh, boy.
It's strange, though. So for you, the players, because it's easier to explain it to you this way, picture a mind flayer parasite mixed with a face hugger.
Nice.
So you just see these worms kind of swimming out. They seem to be erratic. It seems the cold is really bothering them, but you do see just like 50 of them just like spurting out. Some of them are disconnecting. You watch as they like disconnect from some of the dwarves' faces, and it looks like they have these tentacles that go like all the way in their nostrils and their ears and their mouth, like inside of them. And so they like slowly pull out and then start swimming away towards you guys to try to get away.
said the cold water seems to be bothering them, though, right?
It does seem to be bothering them. It seems at this younger stage, the cold water is not something they can quite handle. But right now, you guys are very close, as opposed to previously Solomon did it and immediately disappeared.
I'm gonna.
So they are currently heading towards you guys.
Tanya's gonna dig her claws into Solomon's shoulders and cast a wall of force around us.
Nice. Do you include Baron?
Yes.
If he's
All right,
close
so
enough.
you do the bubble?
Yeah.
All right, so you just watch Tanya cast a spell and the water just kind of parts over you. It makes an oxygen bubble around you as well. It doesn't let air pass through, so you only have so much air in there. You guys will probably be fine from that. But yeah, you're currently secured, and you just watch these creatures like pelt into the wall of force and blow past. Patrick,
Awesome.
you see this immense flow because it's like this blast of warm water that your senses can pick up. And then you just see like dead dwarves and some of these corpses of these aquatic creatures kind of flushing further down the stream.
Oh, good. They've killed another hive. And I continue.
All right. So Patrick continues along that way. Easy enough. All right. So at this point, we have everyone who finished the first one. Was there anything you guys were doing in that first chamber, Defnari? Or have you already started moving back this way?
I think without a way of plugging the hole to burn this place, I think we'd just start making our way.
Sure. So you both kind of accomplished these destructions of these different. Well, you guys confirmed they actually destroyed something. But do you guys think back up at this point to figure out where you're going for what? Patrick's already kind of walking off in a different direction, but you can't talk to him at the moment, anyways.
We can catch up to them.
We'll try to sync up.
It appears these creatures aren't great with the cold.
Cold. Got it. I can do cold.
The benefit, it's a lot easier to catch up to where they are because all you have to do is catch a ride on the current. So it's very easy. You may have even have seen Patrick before Patrick continued on his trip, since you guys did finish a little bit sooner.
So where to from here?
That's Patrick.
No.
I
Yeah,
did
see.
scout a map.
Oh, yeah. Scout can't talk, I believe.
Only to Tanya. For what he would tell Tanya, basically the next one, there is a passage about 200 feet continuing in the direction we're already going this way, and then another one about 500 feet. So 300 feet past the 200.
Yeah, we'll head up the closer one first, probably. That sounds good.
And then Patrick's already kind of heading that way anyways.
Be warned, they will target us, what it seemed like.
Patrick, just because Patrick is heavy enough and would have been there first anyways, you immediately look at that first left passage because you're already at the 200 feet and there's a membrane there.
I pop it. I don't even think about it. I just pop it.
How do you pop it?
I dig my fingers in and I just spread it apart.
Deft, you're telling me.
Like, oh my god, she has nothing. She has so much stuff. She has nothing coded.
No, I know. So there's a few people in here know exactly what you're talking about. Okay. So you punch it, fists?
Yep. Yeah, I like punch into it and I'm pulling it apart.
I'll let you roll an attack instead of an athletics check.
Insisting for a fisting.
It just bounces off.
What modifier do I have on? Oh,
Are you prone?
yes, I am.
You are also underwater.
I'll fix it. That
Yeah,
is
but
true.
I'm also a monk.
Doesn't matter. It's a bludgeoning.
All right.
The only things that work underwater, it's like a trident, spear, dagger, crossbow at its minimum range.
Mm-hmm.
Basically piercing type things.
Yeah. Well, second attack.
You can knife
Yeah,
hand.
you're not in combat. You can hit as much as you.
Well, I'm rolling disadvantage because you got him underwater.
So Patrick, no, it isn't great. So as you go to punch it, your arm actually goes into the membrane, but it doesn't puncture it. So your arm's just like in it.
Can I pull it out?
It's currently stuck, but it feels like it's easier to almost push through than to pull out. Like there's a great suction against pulling back on it, but if you like lean your weight into it, it actually you slowly move in.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that, sure.
All right, so you kind of slowly push your way in, and after about 3 minutes or so, you actually pass through the membrane on the other side, and it does not pop.
Interesting.
And you just see this corridor kind of lines up. It's almost like this curved thing that goes up. Like it's an awkward shaped tunnel. Like it goes upward and then kind of looks like it is curves up. It almost looks like it corkscrews around in these caverns.
Okay.
And the walls are just lined up with eggs.
What do I hear on the skittering like a dead space?
No, it's like almost dead quiet. But the interesting thing about it, it's really warm in here. Like it's a good 30 degrees warmer than it is even in the warmer parts down here.
Okay, I'll make a record of that. I'll put that.
Also very humid.
I'll put that in my notes that I'm sure somebody is constantly stalking. I'll walk through, take a few pictures, and then I'll come back to the entrance. And since I couldn't break the membrane, I'll just break the wall around the membrane.
You can break the membrane. You just had shitty luck.
Okay, yeah, but I'll do a reconnaissance thing first because like, hey, I'm here, might as well. And
so
nothing's gonna wake up.
It's weird because the walls are kind of lined with these dwarves anyways. The only way you could actually, you'd have to like climb on these eggs. It kind of spirals. So if you're walking in straight at it, it almost immediately goes up and like spirals back over you. So you'd have to like climb up on these eggs to get into the other area. Or you could just flood it.
Is there any benefit for going in? I don't think so.
Only if you want to see anything that's alive.
Do you guys want to see stuff that's alive?
Does Patrick want to see alive specimens?
Don't ask us. Of all the people to encounter alive stuff, they will probably do the least damage to you.
Yeah.
I had to guess.
I'll try climbing over the eggs.
It's easy enough. Just roll an acrobatics check because you can still monk around on these guys. Every single pod is a dwarf with a thing on its face. So if you want to play with any of those, you are certainly free to do that as well.
Oh, I still have disadvantage.
Yeah, you don't get to. Yeah, you could re-roll. There's no water in here. Yeah, easy enough. This seems almost more like storage for these pods. You don't see like any standing water.
Like it seems like these things are complete and just waiting for like an activation trigger.
Not necessarily. More like maybe they're just like whatever process is taken to kind of start them. They're almost more like an incubating period, and they've just been left here to grow.
Mm-hmm.
But everything's specifically alive. You can do whatever you want with any of them. But yeah, you can easily kind of climb up. This path continues to almost corkscrew around. So like you go up and then it goes down and then it goes to the side and up and down. It looks like this tunnel goes a couple 100 feet.
Oh, and it seems like with how it's laid out, it might not get fully flooded then, huh?
It could potentially fully flood, but given the length of it, if there's an opening on the other side, you might toilet flush yourself out the other side if you break it.
Mm-hmm. And the other group's coming up on this one, right?
Speaking of which, yeah, that's a great point. So while you're traversing through here, you guys kind of come over. Scout leads you to the first membrane.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Baron, Solomon, Tanya, Deft, and Ari at this point. There's you maintain up top, yeah?
Yes.
Perfect. And so Scout like shines a little light on the membrane.
You said they don't like cold?
Correct.
Okay. How have you been getting rid of these?
You just poke it.
Okay. I am going to go ahead. Whoop, didn't mean to check that. I'm going to go ahead and. Is it 2 points or 1 point? I don't remember. 1 point. I'm going to create a icy bonfire.
Sure. So you're going to alter
like-
the element of your bonfire?
Yeah.
Sure.
So some the water gets cold as these more ethereal-esque blue flames erupt from the barrier. All right, stop there.
So interesting enough, because it's not really a blue flame in this sense. It's almost as if the element changes. So you see this central cold focal point, and it almost makes like these frozen water, just like almost like seaweed in a sense, but it looks like flames that shift back and forth and continue to just make the area cold. It's like water fire. It's easy enough as the membrane gets cold. It is resistant. Because that's kind of what it does. Roll, how much damage does your bonfire do at this level?
48.
Roll your 48 in chat. Let's see how we hold out here. Oh, God, nope. You just watch as it reacts to the cold. It kind of contracts and then it just rips. All of you just get sucked in because the length of this tunnel, you all get pulled, like you just flushed the toilet.
Yep. Ari did not give anyone time to anchor.
Patrick, you kind of feel this pop, and then probably 30 seconds later, where you are floods with water, you all find Patrick.
There's one thing I want to do when I hear that pop. I have 30 seconds. Am I next to an egg?
Yeah.
I want to shove my fist into it, grab what's inside, hold it up, take a picture, and then let go of it.
Like you want to shove your fist through the pod, grab the dwarf, and lift the dwarf out of the pod, or do you just want to open the pod?
Oh, is it not like a worm egg kind of thing?
No. So essentially,
okay.
Think of it more
you
like
see the dwarf's
cocoon.
head. And so it's basically cocooned up. You only see their head, and then there's something on their face specifically.
Yeah, I guess I'd try to, before the water comes, I'd try to rip that thing off of his face, see if it reacts.
Sure. Roll an athletics check as you just try to, you hear it probably like, oh, better now. Roll athletics.
Oh.
Not bad. You rip it out and you just rip off like it pulls out like part of the cavity where like his nasal passage would be, as well as the tentacles are just like completely grown in there, and he's very squishy. So it seems whatever this process is makes the tissue very soft, but you managed to rip it out with a little bit of extra flesh.
Is it squirming? Like it's still alive?
Oh yeah, it's definitely squirming.
Okay, yeah, I'm like recording that process. I don't know
and then
what
the tentacles, the tentacles slowly start to like move and grab around your arm and trying to grab towards your head.
Okay.
And then the water comes.
I'm just imagining there's all of a sudden this slooshing sound. Patrick looks over, the freaking mind flare parasite looks over, and they just hold on to each other as the tidal wave.
No, I start checking my arm furiously as it holds on tighter.
Yeah, it grasps onto Patrick for safety as it sees the party just being flushed this way. I am going to say, just because of this, all of you take 25 points of bludgeoning damage just from being bounced off and dragged against these walls. You do bounce off these little dwarfs every so often, but you do hit a couple of rocks.
How much points of damage?
25 points for Baron, Patrick, Tanya, Solomon, Deftinari.
I didn't know you could use the modifier thing to do HP stuff. That makes it so nice. Yeah,
Were you at full health?
I was not.
Okay. I was like, you overhurt yourself there, buddy, if you were at full health.
Because I was like, oh, I lost 25 health, so I did minus 25, and then I dragged it on, and it was a heal, and I'm like, oh, I need to do plus 50 because that's damage.
Yep. So you guys found the end of the tunnel is what was 300 feet away.
As we're being bounced around, would I be able to use acrobatics to try and minimize?
No, it's way too fast. You have no opportunity. It's just rushing. Unfortunately, water is much faster than you pressurized.
I think the most I would do would try to grab something.
Yeah, because of the length of this one, that's what makes it difficult. It's not incredibly bad, but yeah, you essentially all hit the other membrane, and then probably one of the heavier people would probably pop the membrane anyways.
What was that?
It was dual sided.
Yeah, it was those were the same exact spots. Yes. So there's only one more spot left.
Cool.
I thought there'd be a bunch of water, they would come flooding out, and the fire would get them.
It explodes inward.
I didn't know that.
I told you that.
No.
So when my echo popped the membrane and got thrown against the wall.
You didn't see which way it went. Look, I'm sorry. It's not what I meant to do.
Always anchor yourself before doing anything like that.
I'll keep that in mind for next time.
At this point, Scout will project the layout, and Patrick already knows what it is anyways, but it's the layout of essentially where everything is in these tunnels, and it shows you where the last spot is.
Keep moving.
This one's a little bit harder. This one is probably another 800 feet in the direction you're already going, but it almost goes downward.
Ah, boy. One's gonna be rough. I'm really curious how Deft and Ari are traversing this, because I'm just walking.
It's with the current, so they can float, and she can spider climb.
Mm-hmm.
And Deft has an elemental that babies him.
Begrudgingly.
Deft is literally riding the waves.
I look at Patrick.
Okay.
I see your red dot.
Red dot?
I see your average health.
Oh.
I'm not looking at your exact number because, no, I see you're very heavily injured.
All right. Do we do anything special as we approach this one that goes downward?
I don't think so. Grab Coke real quick. I'll be right back.
Oh, what am I
how does this one compare to the size of the others on the map?
This is the larger one.
Okay.
What's the size of the tunnel.
You haven't found the tunnel yet. It's hard to say. The tunnel goes downward. The opening is fairly sizable, though. That's where it is. It's like, where the hell did this thing go?
I think we'll make our way. Or, well, we should check this location for anything that survived.
You got quiet for the last part.
No, we should check this location for anything that survived.
Oh, the one that we just got blown through?
Yep.
I can do that.
I'm assuming we have no way of healing right now.
Did you? Well, I mean, you've seen Ari heal before. I think you've seen Ari heal before.
I can hear you. Oh wait,
I could do a heal
Common.
too.
my man. Do you want to eat this scale?
I look at you.
Who's hurt? Who's hurt? Patrick, can you, I don't know if you can eat this scale, man. Hold on, let me double check.
Patrick literally has no mouth.
This may be difficult to do.
Let me. Are you okay?
I'm serviceable.
Yeah, I'm gonna pluck a scale off the scarf and just kind of rub it on Patrick.
He stares at you as you
Hold
do
on.
this, unsure of your goal.
It's working. Hold on.
Ow.
I coded this. Hold on. Where is it? God, I have so much stuff. Where did I put this in? Here it is. Racial ability. That's a great spot.
Okay. How kind of you.
So do you
Rub it on
just
him.
like okay.
Just
Rub
like
it on
puts
you
it on
until
your
it
forehead.
disappears.
Rub it in.
You feel better.
I guess I do.
That you
Yeah.
do. You don't know why. It's very strange.
Hang on a sec. 1, 2, 3, 10 actions. I could do an aura of vitality, which lasts up to 1 minute, and I could just use it on you over and over again. I get to let you regain 2d6, so multiplied by 10, that'd be 20d6 to heal.
That would help.
Let's see how many spell slots do I have? I have a level 3 spell slot still available, so I'm going to use it for you.
Does that get everyone?
Unfortunately, I can only pick one person at a time. Sorry.
You get 10 rounds of it, so
I get 10 rounds of it, so I can heal somebody else if somebody else wants some heals. So let me start with
Patrick.
Patrick first. So
bucket.
I do that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5.
I'll be right back.
That's 6. That's 7. So I got 3 more. Did you want to get in on this too, Solomon?
Yes. Patrick
All
has
right.
10 more hit points than me.
Let me give Patrick 1 more. Ooh. All right. So I gave 8 to Patrick, and I will give 2 to Solomon.
All right.
All right. So a minute goes by while we do that.
Yep. But while we make our way back to the next
Yep.
membrane.
Yep. Unfortunately, I did not get a chance to get a long rest in, so I only have one more spell slot available to do that kind of spell. So I can do a level 1 or a level 2 cure wounds though. So if you guys do still need a little top off, just let me know.
I can cover it from there if they need it.
Cool.
And I just realized my mic was muted.
Oh.
So as you guys head to the last membrane, you realize as you get closer, it's like a cylindrical membrane that almost goes top to bottom as opposed to just being an opening to a specific thing. And the current almost like washes around it.
Oh, so like if we break this one, it might not flood.
Well, it might not flood, but it's less about the flow of where it's going currently. It's connecting something up and down. So it's like a much bigger membrane.
Mm. Well, it's probably still worth breaking to let the cold start getting in.
Or kind of make sure that she's stuck to the wall this time.
So you say it's cylindrical?
Mm-hmm. It goes up and down.
Interesting.
Kind of looks like a pillar.
Before we break it, should we check inside? Just to see?
Yes. Can we see it?
Well, you can't see it. You have to find a way inside.
Hold on. Patrick. Oh, wait. Sorry. Wait.
Turn looks at you.
How did we get inside?
I'll walk over to it and I'll just push my way in.
Oh, my
Sure.
shirt's all wet.
Roll. I'll say it's easy enough. You kind of gently start moving in towards it, and you see him kind of pushing through. Takes him a few minutes, but he disappears.
Disappears.
Well, they can't see you through the membrane.
Oh, okay.
You're on the other side of the membrane. But you do look down. There's like a large cylindrical gap. So it's like this big air gap that goes downward and upward. It's almost like that pit you saw when you first met Egg. It's just a longer pit like that goes up and down. But a membrane has been attached around it.
I go up.
You climb on the membrane itself?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. It's a slow process because of the material it's made out of, but you can kind of work your way up. The rest of you, as you see Patrick going, what do you guys do?
Do we follow?
You just asked how do I get in there, and I showed you an example.
I want to see how that feels. I'm going to push my way through.
That looks kind of gross.
It's very squishy. It's a very unpleasant feeling, but you can do it if you want.
Ugh. Yeah, I do it.
It takes like 3 minutes of slowly pushing your way through before you break through the other side. And then you see the same stuff. Then you see Patrick slowly climbing up. He's probably like 20 feet above you right now. What do you guys do? Do you go in, Ari?
I'm just waiting for someone to break it.
She's holding off for the moment.
I missed the description. What was in here?
So it's, remember how there was that pit where Egg was when we first met him?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. So it's just the cylindrical pit that goes down, and then there's a cylindrical opening that goes up in the same width. It looks like that doesn't go nearly as far as the downward component does. And so you see Patrick is kind of climbing up the membrane now, trying to go up. But a membrane completely seals this cylinder from the underground river.
Is it big enough to fly in here if I wanted to check down?
Yeah.
Okay, man.
It's a very large pit.
I'm gonna drop something down to see how far it is.
Sure, what do you drop?
Not a whole lot in inventory. It's very. Yeah, I'll drop a knife. I have spares still.
Sure. So you take a knife, you just bloop, over the side. You wait. It kind of bounces off the side before it goes out of view. Clang.
That's pretty far.
And then another bit later, clang.
That's
further
okay.
away. Seems to be bouncing around.
It hits the bottom of the membrane and pops it.
So it seems to be a membrane at least. It bounces like 3 to 5 times. It sounds like it's at least like 500 to 800 feet away before it really hits anything.
Pretty deep.
And that was the first bounce.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Patrick is
go-
climbing on the membrane.
I'll fly up past Patrick.
Cheater.
I start wall jumping.
You can't wall jump here, it's too sticky.
Well, that makes it easier to wall jump.
No, because you stick into it.
Okay.
It's like shoving your fist inside of like a sponge if you could, and then you have to like pull it out every time you go. Areas where there's rock, it's not bad, but all the membrane you have to kind of do in these open spaces, it's very hard to go off of. Unless you're a cheater and you can fly. So yeah, you can fly, you fly upward.
Mhm.
You fly up, you do see at the very top there is an opening. It's quite warm in here.
I'm going to try to be sneaky about this.
Sure.
Find the queen's room.
Squeeze the water out of my hood. I pop it up. Take a peek.
You climb up. Let me go ahead and put you on a map.
Guys, we found the map.
It only took 2.5 hours.
There you go.
I will report to the rest of the party that I found the map.
And you just see along all these shores and there's numerous eggs. This is probably the largest collection you've seen other than that big connected tunnel. Technically, you
guys
don't
should,
really see it over here yet.
You guys should come up here.
You warn us about the big pit.
The big pit. Don't fall in. Go up.
This looks so gross.
What are you hiding?
You can't see inside the cave yet. You see this part though. Boop.
So I'm assuming Ari pushes through the membrane.
She's,
Sorry.
she looks hesitant, but will eventually start trying to make her way through it.
It's a nicky process, but if you would like to, it takes 3 minutes.
Actually, better yet. So it's Theris, Tanya, Solomon, and
There's
myself
not
down here.
here.
Okay, so it's just Tanya, you, and myself.
Baron.
And Baron.
Okay.
Patrick and Deft are on the inside.
I think she would teleport. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go through. Who wants to come with me?
What are you doing?
I'm going through quickly.
I'll go with you.
Perfect. She'll grab them. Two of them are consumed in flame and will appear on. Did you say how high up it was?
Didn't.
Okay, so we'll go. We're not going to go too high up. We're going to go through and up like, say, 40 feet.
Oh, it's much higher than 40 feet, but where you need to get into the membrane and potentially up, but you have no idea unless they're giving you directions on where to go.
She's just going to dimension door the two of them in and up.
But you don't know where to go.
That's why I'm only going like 40 feet.
Dimension door.
But you're going, if you go 40 feet straight up, you're just going to end up in stone.
I think he's teleporting past the membrane and up.
Yeah.
Angle.
Yeah. So if you go 40 feet and up past the membrane, you pop in, and then you're fine. You can fly. Baron immediately starts descending.
Baron drops like a rock.
She'll grab him and try and stick to the wall.
Roll an athletics check.
I'm gonna have my elemental try to push through the membrane as well.
That should be too much. Yeah. You hold on to Baron, but Baron you both start falling.
Can I roll an athletics check since I still have my pickaxes to try?
You can
and
try to
grab
clamp onto like the side. Yeah, you're just falling down in like a pit. So you, with Ari's help, you kind of like glide.
Oh, there's that one. There's the one you've been waiting for.
She's got like one arm, or she's got one hand grabbing your hand, her other hand's on the wall trying to hold on while her wings
I'm gonna spend an
struggling.
inspiration to re-roll that. Can I do that?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
Give me the 20. Give me the
While
20.
I do this, I'm going to do some bad decisions and get some alcohol.
There you go.
I like it.
Bad decisions.
All right, so you that is a well spent inspiration. So you managed to kind of dig the pick in there, and you kind of slam into the wall, and it hurts your shoulder a bit. But with Ari connected to you, you managed to kind of settle against the wall. And then you see Patrick kind of climbing his way up. Deft, you don't see.
Okay.
Baron, has anyone ever told you you're really heavy?
You never tell a dwarf, or you never talk to a dwarf about his weight. That's just bad taste.
No, they're making great time. Can you climb it?
Are you just looking down the tunnel at this point, Deft, or are you doing anything in that room?
Yeah, I'm gonna go extra sneaky and go gray
Sure.
if I can.
You can certainly try.
Oh. Barely.
It doesn't quite go great, but you feel super sneaky.
I thought it was 30.
It's
35?
35.
35.
Oh. Yeah, I'll sneak ahead.
Yeah. So
Alright,
super
come
stealthy.
I'll come back.
Is there a way up without the membrane?
If you find a way to, you have to get inside first.
Oh, I'm asking them.
Gotcha.
Oh, no, actually.
Looks
How
like
high
you
is
gotta
it?
climb it. It goes up a ways and down a ways.
I look down at my very, very pointy armor.
I have a rope, but it's not very long. How high up did I have to fly?
Probably like 400 feet.
Yeah, that's kind of far.
If you look over, you can see Patrick climbing down there, and you probably see Ari floating around.
How much weight can Tanya's flying boots carry?
Oh, is it my
up
turn to
to
carry
her
you?
carry capacity, so she's
Yeah, it
got the
should just be
gauntlets of
that.
overstrength, doesn't she?
No, she traded out for the belt of. She's got even more. She's got 23
Oh,
strength.
okay. Yeah,
She
I think she
upgraded
could
later
probably.
on.
She's pretty strong.
Yeah, I think it'd be her turn to carry me up.
All right.
It's not a
Yeah.
fast process, but you could. But you gotta go through the membrane first.
Yep. I'll push through the membrane because if there's no way to climb up, I guess
Sure.
bonding this thing would be bad.
Slumber. Roll a D1 100.
For my pointy armor?
No, for the person on your back.
Oh.
So as you climb through and push through the membrane, it's fine, but it holds on to Tanya.
Oh.
Whereas it seemed to let you guys pass through, it almost is like thickening on Tanya and trying to hold Tanya. You see Tanya kind of like kicking her legs.
Can I try and pull her through?
You can do whatever you want.
All
Someone help! Help!
Yeah, I will grab onto her, but before I pull her through, I'm going to try anchor myself on the other side.
Tap, 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 tap. Sharp roll an athletics check as you go to pull Tanya away from it.
Careful, the membrane might pop.
So you
I'm gonna
pull
give
Tanya.
Solomon a
It's gonna-
flash of genius.
What is that? Plus 5?
Plus 6.
37.
All right. So you do pull her free, but D100 for manner of luck. See if this punctures or not.
All right.
As you fight the membrane.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Fair enough.
288s.
Wow. I feel like that's even that might.
Oh,
Order 66.
All right. So as you
Never mind.
pull against Tanya, you got anything you want to add, Bird?
I was just gonna say, hey Solomon, you want me to loan you an inspiration?
You can't do that. You
Doesn't
can't
work
do
that
that.
way.
We've tried before. It doesn't slide.
Nope. So you do manage to pull Tanya out, but then you just feel this like almost pop.
Shit.
Deft. You feel the tunnel shake. The cavern above you to the outside of the cylindrical cavern, not connected to here, breaks down to open air.
Oh.
And you just watch water start flooding downward. Baron, thankfully, you got yourself up and kind of past it. It starts flooding that lower cavern and draining down.
That's probably fine. I'm gonna get away from this entrance.
Oh, no, you're fine. The water's draining down even below you.
Oh, okay.
The open air, everything is now going down. You broke the air seal that was up top. So essentially all the water that was just going straight through in this river now is going down through the broken spot where the membrane is. So whatever is down there, that is the new path of the water.
Great.
At least until it fills up. But who knows?
I'm basically holding on to myself and Tanya until the water settles.
You did anchor yourself. It's not settling much. Does anyone lend the maid kind of save them? So thankfully he's anchored.
I can fly. I can fly us up under the anchor.
If I let go, we're going with the water. Or are we not underwater right now?
Well, the water's coming out towards you because the membrane broke. So you're like right in the path that it's coming through. You're like in the flusher.
Oh, okay. No, go for it.
Gotta get out of here, babe. I'm gonna activate the wing boots.
Sure. Roll an athletics check. As you go to fly away and pull Solomon away.
I'm gonna give myself a flash of genius for a 23. Yeah, 23. Yeah, 23.
I'm not that heavy.
Deft. Yeah, it's easy. You guys managed to pull away from it as it continues to flood the lower part. Deft.
Yes.
Nothing happens to this room.
Okay.
So while the ceiling kind of broke to the outside in the tunnel next to you, the water here maintains, the temperature maintains. I mean, it gets a little bit colder because we're in open air from above now, but seems this one is in a little bit of a safer spot than the previous one that you've seen.
Nice. So we can blow some stuff up.
Anyone in chat want to roll a D100? Forget anybody?
I know Excel's out there.
I know Excel's got to break his streak. He's been pretty
Average.
average for like the last bit. A 3? Oh, wait. I see what we're doing. Drum roll.
That 39.
Not too shabby. So, you guys kind of hear from the bottom of the tunnel coming up, and it's very faint. You just hear like a horn sound. Sounds like a dwarven horn.
Hey, Theris, what's going on up top?
Do I hear this horn?
No, it's not from up top.
Nothing. We're
You
just
don't hear
waiting
any
to hear
horns.
from you. Why? Is
We heard
something
a
supposed to be
horn.
happening?
You guys do notice that well does start draining, though.
There's no horn sounding up here.
Oh, evacuate the dwarves.
Hmm?
The ones in our basement. Yeah, get them up.
With that, and when he mentions that, Ari's going to quickly throw a web down to try and block off that tunnel as much as she can for.
A web wouldn't even be a competition for the amount of water flowing through here, unfortunately.
How big's the hole? How big's the hole?
Well, you have to remember the entire channel is like an 120 foot tall, not including its width. So all this water is flooding. Like, you guys are lucky you flew out of it. So basically, this underground river was going straight, and there's a hole in it that it was bypassing, and now it's just flooding down into it. It's a lot of water.
I could try a wall of force to stall for time a little bit. If it is enough. It's
A wall of force would definitely stop it.
I don't think a wall of force is big enough, though.
it would slow the water at least. It wouldn't be quite as much water.
If you put it over the top, what is the biggest circle it can be made to?
10 foot by 10 foot panels.
So 100 feet.
I mean, it'd be close, but you could try it. You could seal off the bottom potentially, maybe.
That's the best I got.
Yeah, that buys time.
I'll do a wall of force
With Tanya?
with Tanya, yeah.
All right, so you watch as she focuses and makes a wall of force covering the bottom layer Roll a D100. The criteria is not high here, but don't roll bad. That's well
It's not
within
bad.
range.
It's not bad.
So you managed to blanket this top. What's the duration? Is it 10
10
minutes?
minutes.
Or? Yeah.
10 minutes.
All right. So you managed to block off the top of it. The flow continues and then begins going straight. So it does start raising, but all of you are kind of above that point already. But it seems you bought 10 minutes wherever this water is flooding, whatever good that may do.
So glad I.
How big is this hole?
Fairly large.
How big is fairly large?
It's comparable to the one you met that Egg jumped down. So at least like a 30 to 40 foot radius.
I have an idea. We could try sealing it off and melting some stone. Take advantage of the fact that wall is there.
Well, you got 10 minutes.
Hey, Def, roll a D100 for me just out of pure curiosity.
Yeah, sure, bud.
Thanks, bud.
3.
Dude, no way. Quit. No.
Daph, your flames are probably hot enough.
To melt stone?
You're the Lord of Fire.
It's a title at best.
Title it, Benz.
So maybe if I had used that 3 to make hot fire, maybe that would have done it, but there's no way I'm rolling another 3.
Okay. So we need to plug this hole with something. Baron, is there any rocks or anything that we could knock down onto the wall that would cover that hole?
I look around. Do I see any rocks that I can knock into the hole?
I mean, not big enough for the hole itself.
It doesn't need to be like
Okay.
a singular rock, but like any weak points that you could like collapse to cover the wall.
Yeah.
Not to that extent.
What if?
You could try to collapse the entire tunnel.
Okay, I
But
don't
the
necessarily
ceiling's already
want to do
fallen
that,
through. Def
but
can like look up and see up to the sky.
I do have destructive wave. I could potentially try to use it to break up the ground if the DM will allow me, since I'm not really targeting a.
Unfortunately, like with the size of the hole and the width of it, even if you kind of seal it down, the minute that wall of force dissipates, it's just going to fall down.
Okay. There's nothing we can do, lass. We've bought them as much time as we can give them. Unless there's some place further down the tunnel that is smaller, that you could do another wall of force. This is the best you can do.
That wall isn't gonna last forever.
Well, if she can hold it, if she can hold it for 10 minutes, and if she can find a smaller choke point and cast another wall of force, she'll be fine.
We can't exactly get through to look for a choke point.
Which side is Tanya on now? Tanya's on this side, or
Upper
she's
side.
on?
Yeah.
She's on the upper side. Okay,
Everybody's up out of where the water is flowing through at this
got
point.
it. Somebody send a
shape.
message to the. Yeah, I was gonna say somebody send a message to the dwarves. Tell the mages to seal up all the tunnels.
Aren't they already sealing up tunnels?
They did a lot of them, but they're still open tunnels.
Prioritize whichever tunnel
Yep.
the water is flowing out of.
Yeah, exactly. So we still have the
The
Yeah,
telepathic connection, right? So
That you do.
I shoot that up to Theris, because Theris is still up at the top, right?
Yes.
correct, with Khan.
Yeah. Hey, Theris, would if I'd asked you to, you would have no, I probably wouldn't have asked you this. Anyways, I shoot that up to Theris. Tell Thorkel to send the mages to send a message down or send mages down and seal all the tunnels right now. There's a flood of water coming their way.
I will relay the message.
Can I contact Rosie from here? Through
Oh, with
Scout or
Tanya?
something? Yeah.
No, unfortunately not. She doesn't have any long distance communication with Rosie. However, Deft,
Yes.
as you're kind of sitting here watching your party below, you hear movement behind you. As you see these two void spawn kind of coming through, they're a little bit smaller and they're carrying. It's hard to say what they're carrying specifically, but they kind of like hop and are moving their way this direction. What do you do?
That's a good question. It feels like there's no use hiding because they can just sense where I am.
Maybe.
Don't they see through like sound?
I don't know, do they? I just
I'm
work
gonna
here.
I'm gonna try to very subtly slide back over the cliff
Sure.
and just latch onto the wall.
You're south side enough, I wouldn't even make you roll.
I'll go down a couple of feet.
He watches they can kind of continue forward. Hopping from little island to little island. And then they move their way seemingly inside of these caves to your left, facing inward. And they disappear from sight.
Did you say they were carrying something?
Yep, both of them were carrying something.
Did I get a look at what that was?
You were not able to tell from where you are currently.
Okay. I will let the party know that there is activity up here.
They're on our way. Start moving up.
Sure. So we'll say it's easy enough for that. Patrick's in here. Solomon's in here. Here. Tanya's Solomon. Go here. And Leah, I'm going to need your next hour.
Great.
You've been doing really good. If you, at one point, if you feel the pressure is too much, you can certainly split this among you guys. Roll the D100s. It is your wizard, though, so I leave it up to you.
It is my wizard. I don't know, the last one
The pressure is intense because
See,
it's literally there's a lot of them.
I've failed 2 of them, but I've had inspiration.
Did Leah get inspiration?
You gonna be nice to
Technically,
me?
Deft used Deft's inspiration for Leah.
Yeah.
So you
That's right.
kind of already did that. Did you roll a 3?
Yeah, I rolled a 3 on the last thing you wanted me to roll. Not on this roll.
Oh, okay.
That was the last one for something that I don't know about.
No, I know what that one is. That was this encounter.
Does anyone want? Yeah, I'll pass this one to someone else. Does anyone else want to roll this?
I can give it a roll if you want.
Heck no. My hero. Please don't.
A lot
fuck up.
rides on this roll.
Alright, time for my inspiration.
You biffed it.
Can I use inspiration on this one?
Absolutely.
Alright.
Best of luck.
Oh,
It's
that's
worse.
even worse.
It's worse.
So,
Sorry,
were
I'm
we-
never trusting you again. You have failed me.
So let me. Now Jason passes out. Also, Leah. Well, first of all, how much later do you guys want to play? I guess is a great question.
I can go another hour.
Hey,
I leave it totally up to you
y'all say
guys.
it's 3 a.m. here, so what, 4 for Ari?
Mm-hmm.
You guys.
I think I'm getting tired.
I could make it another hour if we want to go another hour.
I'm easy either way.
How long do you think you can make it, Slumber?
Probably.
We don't have to go very far.
Because this is also a good, I mean, if we're going to stop, this is kind of a good point too.
It's a good point, so it's up to you guys.
I'm fine stopping. We can do that. We can pick up next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and maybe
Okay.
Tanya will be here then.
Real Tanya?
Real Tanya.
So, as you guys kind of sit here, you find
That roll.
these smaller void spawn, and you get the rest of your party up deft as you guys kind of prepare. Everything seems in tow for here. Leah. Hi.
Hi.
As you're sitting there, Jason passes out, and you're kind of sitting there with Cider and all these weird little brain creatures and Amigo.
I'm getting deja vu.
You watch as he kind of passes out. You get a little bit concerned. He looks like he's healthy enough. And then you just see like all of the little creatures connected to Cider shudder a little bit. Oh no.
What's happening?
They have found us. You go look outside.
Uh-huh.
You see there's like a wall of bees forming. And then you just see like this flash in the clouds. And flying towards your direction with Jason unconscious, you see a very large black metal dragon with a rider upon it, heading towards you and Jason.
Hey, Leah, time to grab your boyfriend and go.
That is where we'll pick up next week. You recognize the dragon, though.
Nice. Thank you for running, sir. Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Thank you everyone who hung out with us tonight. Thanks for the raid to, is it Saturday yet? Appreciate that. If anybody wants to catch replays, you can do this so on Rumble and YouTube. Likes, follows, shares, all the good stuff applies. And I was looking, surprisingly, there is like no one on streaming right now.
Really?
Yeah, there are 2 people under just tabletop RPGs. One of them looks like it's Russian, I think. It looks like Cyrillic letters. The other one, I can't tell what it is. And then under the Dungeons and Dragons stuff, there's a couple of reruns going on, and there are only 7 showing for me, and we're one of those.
Oh, geez.
So, yeah, and it looks like most of those are reruns, so I don't know what's going on with Twitch, if they changed something, but we will just sign out tonight so you get to listen to cool music credits, or you can go to bed. We should be back tomorrow, I hope, for some Lost and Found with DM Brig. And if not, have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll catch you Tuesday. Night, everybody.
Night, everybody.